It's kind of creepy, dude.
Oh, what's up with the little
There's children in the
children
background, dude.
voices? What's going on?
I don't know, dude.
Sketch.
What's going on, everybody? Cali Death Podcast back once again, episode 170. I am your host, Anthony Trapani, and I am always joined by the resident homies. I got all three of them. Casey is on location in Colorado at the Meow Wolf exhibit, and it's been tripping us out pre-pod. He let us see a bunch of the stuff and hear a bunch of the stuff, and it's kind of crazy. You should probably be on natural psychedelic substances while you're there.
Are you ready to go? I know, I'm way too sober for this, but I'm loving it.
Oh my God.
That shit is crazy, and I actually been entertaining as shit. I'm glad that Casey could pop in, even though he's on location. But yeah, Casey, Joel, and Joseph, the professor, everybody's with me tonight, dude. And
That's sick.
for 170 episodes, we're gonna have Philippe Drouin from Obvurt up in Quebec City, Canada. What up, Philip?
What's up, guys? Thanks
Hey, man.
for having me tonight.
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, no doubt. We sparked some interest. That's what's great about the internet, dude. How easily a band like you could come across our radar, and I just love. I love the access that we have in the current day, and yeah, dude, your shit's awesome and very interesting, and I'm glad to have you tonight, dude.
Killer, man.
This is a funny. This is Casey's just like in the corner. See, like he found like a secret butthole. He's like,
Secret butthole, dude.
Just
Yeah,
ignore
he's-
me. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
He's just following.
we might have to mute you because it's getting everything all.
He's,
Oh, dude, of course. I'm not going to be able to stay on, unfortunately, but I
He's
wanted
stuck.
to say what up to Philip.
Yeah, just show some visuals while you're on there. That's awesome.
dude. He's stuck in the caverns of reason, dude.
All right, we'll keep him as a visual person.
I was feeling that vibe though. I enjoy
Well, just
ambient
I
background.
couldn't hear Philip's voice when he was talking. I was like, okay, we're starting
Yeah,
to.
I guess it gets layered.
I'm also deaf, so
Hell yeah.
Um,
Well, what's up, Joseph?
I checked out Obvurt before the episode, and it's really fucking good. This is
Hell
a really
yeah,
sick
dude.
band.
That makes sense that they're on Unique Leader, right?
Totally.
Yeah,
Yep,
fits right
had a-
in, dude.
Had all the prog death riffs that I want to hear.
Mm-hmm. Epic melodies and totally into it, dude. I was vibing on it this week for sure.
Yep.
Oh, there's here. Take it from. No, sorry.
you
Guys. But since we're doing it so early, there's actually still action going on in the shop. Sorry, guys. There's all these things getting in the way, but we made it, dude, and we're here. It's an earlier one for the podcast, but you know, for somebody in your time zone, we like to start it earlier if we could, you know, to benefit Philip tonight. So. All right, guys. Well, let's do some plugs real quick. You know how we do it. Battleforge Coffee up top. BattleforgeCoffee.com is where you're going to go. We all drink coffee. I bet you a high percentage of all of you listening to this drink coffee or some kind of caffeinated product. But if you're drinking the energy drinks, get the fuck away from that shit and go drink some natural boosting awesome beans over at battleforgecoffee.com. And then when you drink it and you feel like a soldier in a Viking battle, then you got to go get a t-shirt as well. So go buy some merch from them as well. GeneratorRehearsalStudios.com in Oceanside, California is where we would like you to go and check out possibly getting a spot to get creative, jam out, and feel that in-person vibe. If you're down in the SoCal area and it's within reach, Oceanside, California, GeneratorRehearsalStudios.com is where you
I was
can.
just there.
Yep, we saw some footage or pictures from you guys hanging out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude,
It was
you guys,
fun. Me, Diego, and Angel got together,
super
had a good
sick.
jam in Casey's private room there, but there are also obviously the rentable rooms, so go check it out.
Are you guys just knocking off the dust to get ready for some of these shows coming up?
We got some shows coming up,
Nice.
and the dust is pretty much knocked.
Oh yeah, coming off of that last Lucy recording, dude. I'm sure you didn't have any dust.
We got this fest. I'm flying out tomorrow to Houston, Texas, to Gulf Coast Death Fest, and yeah, suitcase is right behind me.
Nice.
Got
Packed
my
and ready to go. When do you
Yeah.
leave?
symbols. We leave tomorrow, 3 p.m. from San Diego, and then we're gonna get to the fest and hang out and watch Stabbing the first night, and then we're
Hell
headlining
yeah.
the second night. And I'm bringing a bunch of Cali Death merch. So
Sick.
to the podcast too, I'll hook you a shirt. I don't know. Something out. I have,
Say what up.
have some shirts with me, Cali Death merch. So
You went robot for a second, so I'll set your noggin. Well,
Oh,
hang
really?
out, dude, when you wanna. hang out.
that was important. Let me say it again.
Yeah.
Just mention the podcast to me at the fest, and I'll throw you a shirt, or we'll
Okay,
figure
there
out
you
a
go.
deal or
What up?
something.
Yep. I'm down with that. And if you want to buy a shirt from us, I mean, you're going to be in person winning one from the professor if you know what's up with the podcast. But if you can't make it out to that fest and get one for free, why not buy one?
Yep.
CaliDeathPodcast.BigCartel.com is where you're going to get one of those. I'm rocking the full color tonight, representing.
Nice.
You can get this one, or you can get, the logo, the classic.
Also,
Logo
I wanted to shout out, or it's not a shout out, but R.I.P. Nemi, the dog, archaic dog. That was Jared's and Cher's
dude.
dog.
I saw that
That dog-
today, dude.
That dog is like one of the coolest dogs ever, and that was just a bummer to see. But she was really old, so I'm like, I'm understanding of. I'm not like trying to. It's not a freak accident or something, but that's like the death metal dog. That's like part of our little scene.
Was that Jared's dog?
Yeah, Jared's
Yeah,
had it
yeah.
for like fucking
So I did
12,
meet that
13
dog.
years. Yeah.
Ah,
So-
fucking
dude, answer the
motherfucker.
phone, dude. So Philip, where can people go check you out and buy merch and do a lot of fun stuff?
Indie merch, or I think we have the Bandcamp, but indie merch is great. It's perfect.
Definitely. So it's just search for Obvurt on Indie Merch.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Did you say you had a band with Diego Sanchez?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the band?
To Violently Vomit, but besides me, it's just the last lineup of Disgorge. So I'm the hang up. But yeah, we're playing.
Killer.
We're playing a classic disc set, all material from the 4 Disgorge records.
Killer.
Yeah, the professor is he fits well in that vibe when you're watching a Disgorge set. I felt it, dude.
And Diego, been killing it, getting the songs ready for these shows. Hasn't lost any of the speed or the brutality. But he also just recorded the Cephalotropsy record on bass guitar, and I think that's going to be probably the coolest bass on a slam record ever. He just is so good at that too. So
Wizards don't age, dude. Their skills are always retained until they
yeah, it's like
finally
Gandalf
perish.
coming back. Exactly. It's like Diego the Gray at this point, but
that works well. But hey, you got to rock the gray in the beard, I'm already rocking it on the sides.
Time's flying a lot. I mean, I actually just right before the podcast started, Freight Train posted that what's it called? Epitaph is 20 years old today. So
damn.
Yeah, guys, we're the old
So-
guys now.
yeah, Necrophagus Epitaph, 20 years old. It can just one more year and that album can drink legally in America. I can already drink in Canada, I think. But that's just crazy to think how when you hear these milestones of albums, you're like, oh, that album's still kind of, it seems like it's 10 years old, 15 maybe, but like 20, Jesus Christ. That's just how time flies, guys.
It
Yeah.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just like a freshman in high school. I think I found it when I was like a sophomore, maybe. So I've had it for pretty much the entirety of my time listening to metal. It's like always been the standard.
It's a
Brad.
trip, dude.
There was
It
like
is
never a
trip.
time before Epitaph when I was into like death or whatever. So
Well, Philip, when was your introduction to Necrophagus?
I remember seeing Necrophagus with Mohammed came with their tour bus with the Xyphos guitar signature on it, and I was like, "Whoa, what's happening right now?" And I brought my oh no, that wasn't that time, but yeah, uh, crazy. Uh, Still thinking of this, and I was like, "Damn, it was very great times."
Definitely. That
Yeah,
was, yeah, just next level. We've talked about them before, but I remember for me, it was like the Cannibal Corpse forum or something, or a bulletin board, and people were just sharing a bunch of crazy music on there. And I remember hearing, they're like, check this band out. And it was like before they'd been signed to Willowtip and all that stuff. It was kind of like the original drum machine recording, and it was I thought it was like circus music when I first heard it. My brain couldn't latch on and was like, what the fuck is this?
It was on set though at the time, right?
That was on set. Yeah, that was on
Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
Are we talking about just Epitaph? Epitaph,
Well, no,
actually.
I just said Necrophagus.
Yeah.
like, you could.
Epitaph for me though, they released two songs. They released Epitaph and Seven before they had released the album, and there was no way to download it. There was only they were doing their first like streaming kind of thing you could do. It was only like through like a Real Player or some sort of streamer app on the website, and I had to take that, then go out of my audio interface into a portable CD burner, and then burn it onto a CD just to have it in my car, just to have those those songs on my car. And my friend Nick Hardesty, shout out, me and him did it together, and we just had this like fucking CD with 2 songs on it. We were just like, dude, it's a new Necrophagus. What the fuck? We were like completely like, we just to listen to it in our car in our house, we had to do that, because they weren't giving any other options.
that's sick.
How old are you, Philip?
I'm 36.
Okay, so you
Remembering things. I was playing the Epitaph album in my room. I was like 20 years old and was crazy shits. And then I can barely play the songs so fast, and
Yeah,
all this techniques, all this stuff. It's crazy. It's very crazy, but I'm still trying. But fuck, man. Yeah.
definitely.
well, we should all, like the still trying thing. That's what I think keeps everybody going. If that means that the bar has been set high enough to where you have this set destination. It's the carrot in front of the carrot in front of the whatever. Are you going to ever achieve it? And I think the fact that we never fully achieve what we're striving for is why we keep expanding and keep getting better and better at what we do and never fully satisfied.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But with Necro, so at 36, did you go to record stores and stuff before the internet became so easy to get to music? Was there good record stores up there?
Yeah. Couple of, but now they're almost dead, and mostly of the people, the stores that were made to sell music are now the best sellers are the books and DVDs and not
Right.
CDs anymore. When I go there and see the mail section, there's no mail. It's not really mail at all.
It actually was. I probably mentioned it on the show a couple times, but the last time I went to a record store, Streetlight Records in Santa Cruz, I did my whole thing where I would go through all the sections that I would normally go to if I sat at a record store, and realized that it's not, physical media is just not yes, it is still sought after on the internet by, small groups of people, but the in-person going to an actual brick and mortar shop to flip through CDs, that just does. Or I mean, maybe the records are probably holding up more because of the vinyl resurgence that we've had. But as far as the CDs, which is what my generation clinged on to as physical media, it was depressing, dude. It was. I actually kind of wished that I didn't go.
Yeah.
What was this giant wide section of rows of bands and CDs was whittled down to 3 rows. And what was even more depressing about it is that they kept all the dividers. So it'd be a chunk of like
a chunk
50,
of dividers.
53 dividers, and you're just flipping through the dividers and seeing all the hand drawn logos that the employees at Streetlight used to do, because there was passion behind it. Like Amoeba Records, there was one guy at the store that was in charge of the metal section, and he was the connoisseur, the sommelier of metal. You go to him and he'd be like, what are you having for dinner tonight? Well, I could tell you what kind of metal band, aka wine, you can have that would pair with that dinner, or you ever heard this or that. And having that like in-person one-on-one guy to go to was kind of an interesting thing. And to bring it back to all the shit that we just talked about, Necrophagus was one of those bands that Dan would remember his name probably. I can't remember his name, but there was this guy that said, "Hey, Necrophagus, dude, have you heard it yet?" And we're like, "What is this?"
It was back in the race for like the arms race for trying to find the craziest band.
Yeah, and he handed me. He flipped through, found a copy, $5.99 used or whatever, And another great thing about record stores is they make sure that their shit's in good condition before they sell it, and you get it for half the price. But yeah, that thing is not really available. You go throughout the world, you're going to find places that still have that nostalgic energy that they're trying to make sure, like maybe up in Portland, I've been to a place that made me feel that they wanted to. Like,
I want to go back to the guy that was like pairing music. So like, if you'd be like, dude, if you're taking a dump, listen to Mortician, dude. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you
Right. You're eating. If you're eating deer meat, then Mortician would work well, dude. Some venison, just like you went out and hunted your prey.
Dude, hilarious. Sorry.
If you're eating sushi, then you might want to listen to some Onset of Purification, dude. There's talent in it.
What's it, Philip?
When the last Suffocation came out, I pre-ordered the vinyl, but it doesn't come on time. So I called the music store to see if they got it, but I called 3 or 4 music store and no one just ordered it. So I was like, what the fuck? No one ordered a new Suffo album.
I know for people that are trying to stay away from trying to stay away from like streaming services and stuff, and then you do a pre-order and you're hoping to hear it like a couple days early before everyone else, and then they just don't even send it on time, and then you're like, well, I guess Spotify's got it. Like it sucks. That's a bummer.
That is, the ordering thing is actually kind of more frequent in places that don't have these stores that we're talking about. We have heard a few times on the show that dudes would order, kind of like going to a bookstore, and if they don't have the book you want, you say, order me a copy. And that, I'm sure it's still a thing, but who's really going to go to Streetlight Records and be like, let me get the new whatever.
Just get a special order. It's like, can you special order? I mean, they can. If it's a super rare, go ahead, Joseph.
I was just gonna say I could see that.
Yeah. There's the older generation of that for sure, but if they, why am I saying get savvy with computers? I'm not that savvy. But you can get it.
See?
So in the
Oh,
time to
Jesus
go
Christ,
to
yeah.
Streetlight and make the order, you would have had it like next day on Amazon or some shit like that, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to compete with. And it sucks for the brick and mortar stores because they don't obviously have any kind of, you know, near the funds of a huge corporation like that. And they're like, dude, we'll get it to you tomorrow. Like, we'll get to you like in like 7 minutes if you want. Like, we'll just run a guy down. You know, like they're just like one upping constantly, and it's really hard to keep. That's why you see all the stores. I'm still surprised when I see like music stores in Santa Cruz, especially how expensive it is here. I see drive by music stores. I'm like, how the fuck are you open? I have no
Yeah.
idea how you're open. Like, what kind of drugs are you selling out of the back? There's no way. Like, you have like 9 Fender guitars and a couple Gibsons, and you have like an Epiphone, and then like a couple like practice amps, and you guys are in business, you know, spending $3,000 a month for rent. Like, I don't understand.
Right.
Like,
It's music stores don't have a ton of overhead. It's like a lot less than a restaurant or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just the rent if you can afford rent or if you're own the building or something. That's
you got to
the
be
tricky one.
you got to be the only employee. Just be like,
I mean, that's more music. I worked for like a hot second downtown with Dave, the
Yeah.
owner, and yeah, I don't know. We all wondered, but he seemed.
but they
to
also
know.
have the fucking bass player of the Doobie Brothers giving fucking lessons out of that. I think, right?
Oh,
Wasn't
really?
it? Yeah. That's where he was telling me. He was like, "Oh, I give," because when I met him, he was like, "I give lessons at More Music." I'm like, "Okay,
Oh,
so
cool.
the lessons thing must be a way." Anyways, we're going on a deep weeds.
Yeah, we're getting
but,
into the Santa Cruz
The
weeds.
Santa
Yeah.
Cruz weeds, dude.
Final
real-
weed is Dylan Rose from Archer taught me guitar there for a hot second.
nice.
Yeah.
No, I just referred a person to him the other day.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And to
Anthony,
get
go
us
ahead.
out of the weeds, I just got to say shout out to Guttural Reef, dude. You pre-ordered Cryptic and got it 4 days early. That's what's up, dude. That's
Hell
a,
yeah.
that's a long
Pre streaming
time fan
days.
right there. The album's how old now?
I know that's like 90 years old now. So we're talking about necrophages.
All right,
All right, let's dig into Philip a little bit, dude. Let's get down to the beginning of your journey, dude. Music and how you became conscious of it. You know, when it catch your radar? Because people hear it as background music all the time, but there's that moment that you get pulled in by something, anything, you know, where you're forced to pay attention to it, and we kind of want to hear that first memory of what your parents may have been listening to, or you're walking through the grocery store with your mom while she's grabbing your cereal, and then you hear this one lick and it's all over after that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's crazy stuff because me and my brother started the band Unbreakable Hatred. We started together and began to play some Slayer, Death, and Sepultura song. I think it was right here, right now in this place. We
Wow.
had the drum. Yeah, we had the drums, and just the drum was there, the amps on the back, and everything was there. We covered Dying Fetus a lot. We will play like 20 songs of Dying Fetus.
So, all right, that's awesome, dude. But we got to rewind a little bit because we like to hear the journey into music, because you didn't obviously start with Dying Fetus.
Yeah. Okay, my journey right now, or my journey like
From back in the day, dude. Think about an early childhood memory that kind of you think that might have started your path as a musician or a lover of music. And don't get, you know, I don't want people to feel you know, standoffish about what they grew up on, because it's all the seed to get you to where you're here now. So even if you have something that you're a little, you know, embarrassed to mention, just mention it, dude, because we know that that's the seed. However that plant grew is however the plant grew, you know?
Yeah. Now, yeah, I remember my parents bought me my first guitar at like 16 years old, the big box, and I was like, oh, fuck yes. And then I called for to get some lessons, and I get some lessons with Mathieu. I remember Mathieu, he bring me into Metallica and some stuff and some Slayer, and just playing this over and over again. And
what we're looking, all right, even further back than that. Let's get
Before,
into
before.
yes. I like, you know, we like to hear about what's the formative years of, you know, coming up and listening to music and getting to the point of wanting to play guitar, because there's a build up to that, right?
Yeah. Okay, everything started like in grade 6. I was listening to Offspring Americana over and over again with
Nice.
my cassette player.
Love it.
Yeah, and then I go to secondary school, and yeah, I saw my friends play some Iron Maiden, Metallica, Slayer stuff, and I was like, damn, I need to play guitar. It looks fun. So so I asked my parents to buy me one, and then I start. Yeah, that was the very first. And seeing all these band live, seeing Slayer, Jeff Hanneman was like, oh shit, I need to play like this guy. And
What age did you see him? What age did you see Slayer?
at 16 or 17, the first concert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fucking insane. And
Was your dad? What kind of music was your parents listening to? Were they listening to like classic rock, or were they listening like when you were like in grade
They
6 and grade 5 and before? What were they listening to?
Yeah, they were not really into music. I went into music because maybe I can't remember how I get these cassettes, but when I get Americana, all starts there, and I just begin to dig more music. But my parents were not listening to music.
Were you
Interesting.
artistic at all before that? Were you doing art or anything?
No, not at all. No, I began to listen music. I watched my friends playing some Slayer, Metallica, and Iron Maiden in the jam room. And when I came back home, I just tell me I need to play guitar, and I bought the guitars and take lessons. And it was a long road, and I had to relearn everything back then.
All right.
Definitely.
So when was the first time you started playing with get to the point where you're playing with other people, you know? First attempt at a first band and all that.
Yeah, that was with my brother. We were playing some, I think, Sepultura, Slayer, and Death song. And at this music school where I was going, they have a little concert at the end of the session. So we just team up and find other musicians. So we just played The Voice of the Soul from Death and Creator song. Yeah, Creator song. We see two, I remember, and Megadeth. So
that's one of those songs I could play in my head right now from start to finish, because that was for the longest time my alarm would, because hearing I never wanted to wake up like that, dude. So Voice of the Soul was this like nice progression into, all right, you got to get out of bed, because there's so much shred going on towards the end of that song that it makes you want to, dude, the melodies in there just make you get out of bed and go brush your teeth right away. You know, and just like I need coffee. I need to, you know. So your bro was playing guitar too?
My brother was playing the drums, and we team up with my old friend Simon when we were at secondary school. And after playing a lot of covers, we started Unbreakable Hatred. So we started the band in like 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And we were still playing Misery Index, Dying Fetus, and Slayer stuff. And then we began to write our own songs. That when we came up with Unbreakable Hatred, and we played these songs, and it was even it was more fun as playing cover.
Yeah,
because it was our own songs, and it was.
Oh, nice.
It was.
I was when you had mentioned playing with your brother and then doing Voice of the Soul, that's why I had asked if he played guitar
there's no
too.
drums, I think, in it, but I just I took our musician and we combined, so we play a couple of dead songs, couple of creator songs. So we
Are
did
you the older or the younger brother?
older?
Okay. And
Yeah.
how much younger is your brother? And what's his name again?
It's Dominic. I think it's 1 year and a half younger than me.
My son. One of my sons' name's Dominic. I love that name.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
With QUE or C at the end.
Wait, say it again.
With what was the ending of the name? It's a C or it's QUE?
Oh, C. Yeah.
Okay. And it's
Yeah.
a guy?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. My brother, it's QUE. It's the ending of his name.
Yeah,
Okay.
here I think in America we'd pronounce it Dominique with this
Yeah, that
QUE,
would be
right?
a female. It sounds more female.
Exactly, yeah, and it's written more female-y.
Okay, yeah.
I think.
Hey, well, that's what I tell them every day.
I remember one day he came with this. I want to change my name spelling. Why? What?
I mean, French is more of a feminine sounding.
I
Overall,
wouldn't say feminine. It's more like, I mean, the way we read it, yeah, because of the way we read words and
I
stuff. It's
love
more,
listening to it
because the thing is, because it's more like, it's like, the French is more, it's like romantic,
yeah,
it's like a
I was
romantic
gonna
thing
say
with-
romantic.
yeah, it's like, so when we hear normal or see spellings of words that are in French, you're like, it's like, whoa. It's like always
Yeah.
like,
It's
a little bit rather
it's
than-
even more pretty on paper,
and out here it's just all Frank. It's like, it's all Bill Frank. It's like
Yeah.
there's it's all Francois. You know what I mean?
So, Unbreakable Hatred was on Unique Leader.
Yeah, at the end, the last effort we record in 2015.
So that was your first band.
Yeah, it was my yeah.
Wow.
Before that, we had a little tribute to Dying Fetus, but it was a tribute band. But my first real band was Unbreakable Hatred.
What was the name for the Dying Fetus tribute band? Did you have a name for it?
Yeah, it was Strangulation, I think.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we played a couple of shows. I remember it was fucking great with the little two speaker. It wasn't like this. It was two like
Yeah.
two little small amps, and we were ready to play. Okay, let's play this shit.
That's awesome.
Hey,
And I'll
do
get
what you
into
can
it.
get.
I'll get into the viral video later, but I feel like especially what your guys is, because I actually just found out right before I saw that all over the metal news and stuff. The video that we'll get into in a little while, but it's
That was
very
actually the
like,
first question that was popped up in the chat. I think.
oh, was it?
If it's the same thing, is that the same thing you're talking about?
Oh yeah. I mean, we were gonna get into the Obvurt
Yeah.
stuff, but we can do it now. But I mean, for me though, just to preface this though, like, so as far as that stuff, like we always Canada, Montreal, I would always tell people, like, from a touring perspective, I'm like, that's the most metal, or Quebec is
capita.
like most metal like area in North America, like the continent of North America by far. And it seems way more accepted by all ages and groups and everything. It's like more like a normal, like we're Europe. It's like it's very popular out there, right? And for here, people are like, why are they yelling? In like
It was
California.
very stigmatized. Yeah.
Yeah, and so was it very, like, growing up, was metal just like a normal style of music? Was it just like, okay, well, there's rock, there's pop, there's metal, death metal? Was it like a normal kind of music to get into at that age out there?
No, not really. All the styles are good, but it's because it's me. I'm a teacher and I play death metal since the very beginning. So I just talk to my students what I am. So that's it.
Yeah.
I can't hide some little things like Cannibal Corpse or the graphics. Sometimes I don't talk about this,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Which is
outside these, the musical aspect is great. They love it. They love the Cookie Monster sounding of the guttural vocals, and they love it. I think.
I feel
Yeah,
like before humans been like introduced to too much music, like I think that's a cool introduction to it, because I think that those style of vocals are maybe not very. I mean, for someone that's listened to music and they've had like their repertoire of what they've been listening to, and they're like they understand like singers and stuff. But if they hear like a death metal vocalist like right off the bat, they're like, all right, I can understand this. Like before we have like our filter of like, no, this a singer does like vibrato and like highs and lows and all these things. You know what I mean? Like of just singing, and then kids get to start off, I think, more in a environment where it's like, yeah, it's like normal too to like get anger out, and it's also so I think it's very healthy for a child to be exposed to playing music like that or listening to music like that, because there's so many things going on. When I found it, it was at the perfect time when I was in like a junior high school, and I was very angsty and pissed and wanted, I found it at the perfect time. But as a child, I think that might be an interesting kind of like study, would be like understanding how, like, because that video, the viral video that we're talking about, that I was watching. I mean, I saw it a long time ago, but I had to watch it again. But the kids are having like the best time I've ever seen. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
And just to add to that, there's also other videos that show a previous guest on our show. I'm now blanking on his name. I'm really sorry, dude. He's huge now. He's 100,000 plus on Instagram. He's abiotic. What's his name, dude? I'm
John.
sorry that I'm okay. I'm sorry, John. I've seen a video of him collaborating with another dad that has a daughter that does vocals, and she's probably 3 or 4 years old, and she's screaming and growling about Moana. And,
I saw that. Yeah.
And it's beautiful, dude. It really, like, it touches me to see that there's this like father-daughter, collab that's happening, that I'm sure there's so many hours that they've put into that together, and it becomes a pastime. And but yeah, including children in our style of music without showing the imagery, without telling them about the lyrics, there is kind of a human element that they still attach to it at a younger age. And then
kids like yelling too. Kids like yelling and screaming and stuff. They like doing that. So it like kind of like fits them a little bit, and they're kind of
totally.
I think,
dude,
I think I come off kind of the other way. I'm like, I don't think parents should show kids metal. I think kids should discover metal on their own.
That's elitist. That's elitism, dude.
I think I don't think you should listen to it if you're too young. Yeah, because then you're just
bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
You're just posing, dude. Like, get into it yourself. Yeah, like if you're a kid, you should be listening to Bob Marley, Jimmy Buffett, Disney soundtracks, dude.
You can listen to both. You can listen to both.
You gotta have that period of
Jimmy Buffett. That's what I used to do, dude. Bob Marley and Disney soundtracks.
That was very, very based on true events. Specific to me, but anyway, sorry. I'm just throwing that other perspective out there. I don't know.
That's funny.
I mean,
I like that.
Kind of makes sense, but you're talking about like really progressing into metal versus just getting
being spoon fed to you. Yeah. I understand.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I don't know. We'll see if I probably won't. I'll probably try to get I'll probably have a kid screaming into a mic on my video. YouTube
I wonder what
if
you could still appreciate. Yeah, if the appreciation is still at the same level if you get fed it at a earlier age quick because daddy already came across it, 20 years
I don't know.
ago.
I mean, I love my parents showed me. I also love the music I discovered on my own. I don't think there's definitely stuff I wouldn't have thought was cool if it hadn't been shown to me at a young age, and then there's the nostalgia attached to it. But yeah, I'm sure if they, we all get shown it somewhere. Anyway, Philip, are you a teacher or is someone in Obvurt a teacher, and is that the connection with the school?
Yeah, I'm a music teacher at the elementary school where the video was filmed. Sorry, so I was the teacher, but I switched the school. So I am another school right now.
Okay.
But yes, I was talking to the students pretty often that I switch from right-handed to left-handed on the guitars, and I was always complaining myself that it was hard. You need perseverance, you need patience, you need a lot of stuff to do this shit. And almost every lesson, I was like, I'm still trying to play. I tried to play, but it's so fucking hard.
So you're
wild,
getting
dude.
into the fact that you have this like double neck
Ambidextrous,
guitar,
yeah.
ambidextrous guitar, right?
Yeah. Because the reason why I switched is because my picking hand when I was playing right-handed, my picking hand because of that bump, you can see it maybe called osteophyte. It's the I call the song, but I can't pick anymore. So that's why I switch from right to left-handed, so I can pick. But when I my right hand on the fretboard still playing very fast, so I can play with it. I learn on this hand, so when I bought the double thing, just need a couple of weeks, couple of hours to get used to it, so I can play double guitar with harmony and different notes at the same time. It's more fun than 3 years ago when I started playing it. I was like, damn, I can't play
Crazy.
this.
Was there anything other than playing instruments that you did left-handed before this?
No, I just played guitar left-handed every day on my fucking day, and even if I so fucking tired, I don't want to play, I grab the guitar, I just do it, and now I can write, I can eat, I can do everything with my left hand, but I only practice the picking. But everything come along just practicing.
I'm imagining you at home on the couch watching TV, but holding the double guitar and still just like doing training while watching your favorite sitcom or whatever.
I can. I can.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
I
Perfect timing.
Oh, shit.
now I can sing at the same time because my hands are so used to play the hands know where to go. My hands know the notes, so I can sing without looking my both fretboards. I can only look the the right fretboard and sing.
That's really cool that you decided. I mean, usually if someone's they're picking hands down, they're kind of like, well, keyboard. I don't know. Let's go. Like they go to another instrument or something that's maybe easier. And you did you. So there's a question for you, because I mean, obviously it's the question that the first time I saw the picture of you playing that, I was like, so Michelangelo Bedia, was that Michelangelo? Was that a big influence on you?
Yeah, he was my teacher. He taught me how to
Oh,
play.
Jesus.
Yeah, he taught me. Take I take lessons 1 years with Michelangelo Bedio. He taught me how to practice and how to get used to my new way of playing. And then Sawtooth Guitars, I was with them in 2021. They shipped me a double. I bought it, but I got a price. They shipped me the double, and I began to play it. It's a Michelangelo Bedio signature model. I upgraded it, but I am waiting in a new one. It's gonna be a custom guitar, custom double neck for my new band and my new playing, my new songs. And
How did you get hooked up with Michelangelo?
I wrote him an email because I just wanted to relearn the guitar. I just needed help. I didn't know how to start because there were so many things to practice. I needed help at that time, so I sent him an email, and he answered me. He replied, and we started with this. We started with one lesson and go on, and we become friends after a couple of weeks, and we still friends. We still talk together, and
That's awesome. That's
Yeah, it's
yeah,
one of
yep, there it is.
That's so rad, dude.
is
Yeah.
is one of the greatest guy ever. But not only
You take a better picture, dude, by the way,
It's still that was quick. That was good. I liked it.
I got
That was
it.
good. Yeah, that was good. That was
Yeah,
He's the greatest. He said he's the greatest guy ever.
yeah, not only on the guitar, you know what, how to practice, know how to get the techniques, how to get the speed, but his mind is very awesome, and you know how to deal with everything. And when I listen to him talk, he know wells, he know life, and he know how to deal with everything. So I listen to him, and he taught me a lot, not only on playing the guitar, but on life things. Yeah,
That's really
Nice.
cool. I mean,
yeah,
that's someone that no boundaries and all those instructional videos as kids. Those were me and Carrie Gear. That was our favorite stuff to
Hey.
learn. No boundaries was like our goal. Then one of our friends just learned it in a week, and then we're like, well, we should quit. Let's go.
What was his name? What was his
Yeah.
name?
Richie.
Richie. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Shredder.
Yeah, I can remember I was at secondary school watching a Michelangelo video, Speed Kills video with the rocket guitar with the 2M.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, he's playing so fast and it's crazy. But 20 years after I meet him and talk to him, and he's
That's
my
so
friend.
cool.
So it's fucking insane. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's rad
Yeah.
as shit, dude.
Yeah.
He should invite you to NAM or something. You guys do something together at NAM, just like
Yeah,
a double
yeah.
like guitar thing. That'd be cool.
It will be awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Are there? Does he teach other students the double neck style? Are there other? How many people in the world are playing those kinds of guitars?
I don't know. The only thing I know it's Sawtooth did 50 production double guitars, so they sold 50 guitars, but we don't know actually how many people are playing this. He can teach it. Anyone who play right-handed and learn to play lefty, so we just can playing it and get used to it. But if you play only right-handed and you try to mix both hands, this can be
Yeah,
very
difficult.
difficult. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think I can imagine. Yeah,
So you're not ambidextrous, or are you ambidextrous?
no,
Oh,
yeah, I became because I practice. I force my brain out to. I force my brain to practice every day. Every day when I back to school after a big journey, a long journey, I force my brain practice at least 4 hours of technique and music. So every day I just get used to it. So now I can write, I can color, well, I can do pretty much everything I want. It's not perfect, but it's coming better, and I can eat easily. I can do a lot of things, but I haven't practiced them. I only practice the picking every day, 4 or 5 hours a day, and
Damn.
now I'm still practicing every day, and I still want to improve my techniques.
So I'm watching your music videos and stuff. You're playing left-handed, so you completely switched over because of the wrist, right?
Yeah,
And
because
then
of the picking, yeah.
and then after that, you're still feeling the urge for that right hand to, or no, left hand to be playing up top. So
fretboard,
that's when you get the double guitar.
Exactly, because I knew that hand still can play, so I just wanted to try the double guitar, and with a couple of weeks, just put them together. And one crazy thing, it's the beginning EP I wrote. It's crazy thing, but the beginning EP was written with one hand. I brought an embrace stand that holds a guitar on the stand, and I only practice with one hand because I had a surgery. Yeah, I had a surgery, so I had my surgery, but I wanted to learn the guitar, so I put a stand with the fret wrap and played the scales every day. And I began to write, and I wrote all the EP, the beginning, with one hand on the fretboard. So when it came the time to play it with a double guitar, I just harmonized the way I wrote it. So it was like when I play the EP with a double, it's almost sounding the same as I wrote it because it's all hammer on and pull-offs.
That's crazy. I mean,
dedication, dude.
just to like give someone like an idea of, because I've done it for like messing around before. I'm like, I'll play left-handed guitar, and it literally, even though I know everything about guitar, I mean how to play guitar and stuff, but like when I switched, I was at day one. Like I
Yeah.
Is it
couldn't.
like patting your head
Yeah.
and rubbing your
No,
belly?
I'm like
and
going
then
like this, and I
switching
can't even go in order. Like I was like, what the
I
fuck?
can't do it.
And I was like, and then this one's like, I'm like, whatever. But this one, I was like,
Yeah,
like
man.
you are day one. Like you have to go like, all right. So for a G chord, you put your finger up here, and then you have to like do. It's literally day one. It's a trip. That's when I remember looking into you and just understanding that Jesus, relearning on a different hand is. That's I would just be like, cool, dude. Well, I will do. I
Switching
mean,
roles.
I could do the double. This makes more sense to me. But even though this would be still extremely difficult, but I'm saying like when you have to pick with the hand that you never picked with, and then you have to fret with the hand you've never fretted with, those two things going in concurrence are insane. You can kind of you can always match what your other hand's doing a little bit. You know, you can. That's what a lot of those like those finger tricks and stuff. They're like try to do. You know, like odd finger lift ups with two hands. It's hard to do, but like. Or it's easier to do, but like when you're picking and have to do the whole picking over again. Because I remember my guitar teacher when I was young was like, he was like, I was trying to learn how to just speed pick. He was like, I was showing him Slayer stuff, and he's like, okay, well, to do this, literally just wear your guitar while you're in the kitchen and just go and just sit there and just like hit one string and then go to another string, go to another string. Like you're gonna have to do it literally like 2 million times. Like.
Yeah,
So that's what he was saying. And I was like, before it like makes sense to you, you know. So to do it all over again and understanding that picking up a guitar and switching it on myself, I'm like, what? I can't even like do anything. My hands are not.
And to just piggyback that real quick, I want to point out that a lot of dudes that run into whatever wrist problem you have, they throw in the towel.
Yeah, I would throw in the towel.
Yeah,
and you didn't. You restructured the way that you were gonna put out your art, and had to wire your brain, dude. That's literally what it is, dude. And that I think that like I said earlier, that's dedication, dude. That shows that even this crazy boundary was put up around you. You said, "Fuck it, dude. I'm plowing right through that boundary, and I'm going to get to a place where I can still express myself through art."
Yeah, man. And one thing was I taught to children, so I can't stand anymore. I can't stand that the children, 10 years old children can play faster down picking than me or can tremolo faster than me. No, it's impossible. I can't go to work in that situation. So I was like, what can I do? I'll try to learn. So I force my brain every day just to practice lefty, and I still today I'm not force my brain anymore, but I force my brain a lot in the first years of learning the instrument lefty, because it's mind fuck. You don't know what's going on, and you're playing some lightning speed on the other side, and you take the other guitar, and then what the fuck? I was fucking crying. Sometimes that was really not fun. Really not fun. I was crying. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Sounds stressful.
What am I trying to do? Yeah, what am I trying to do? What the?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I still did, and
That's the part of the journey, dude. We all get to a point during making something that we're saying, "Fuck it, dude. We're done. We're just not doing it anymore." And I think that getting to those lows and getting to the highs too is the whole point of the thing.
From the lows, yeah.
You know, feeling the lows and then feeling the high right after. Then you're like, oh yeah, no, I get it.
That's really sick. I also think, did you ever play piano at all? Because that seems like the instrument style
quintessential
closest to double
thing.
necked guitar.
Yeah, totally.
A little bit, but not a lot. I never take lessons. I only practice and play chords and little melody, but I never practice a lot the piano.
Because
But
that was what made me feel like I could possibly do it. Is because I'm like, well, I can already like run scales and harmony very slowly. Of course, not I don't practice that often, but and it's just But also, you string the guitars like it's not just like a flipped over right hand guitar, is it? It's like a left handed guitar neck, right?
exactly the low E is the low E on the other side, and the
Yeah.
high E is the high E on the other side.
So it's symmetric, perfectly
Yeah,
symmetric that
mirror,
way.
Like
Yeah.
mirror. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing with this is I had Carl Sanders from Nile, Dean, a V Dean, and when I was playing right-handed and I wasn't able to sleep, insomnia, and one day I woke up and I was, damn, this guitar is symmetrical. I need to flip it, so I switched it to left-handed. So I play it right now every day with Obvurt, and I can play the same guitar but lefty.
So
Hell
you're
yeah.
also so you're telling us that you relearned how to play guitar left-handed, and you can also play it Jimi Hendrix style.
No, not
Oh,
really.
okay.
Okay,
I
okay.
misunderstood.
Enough flip. Yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, dude, like that's a whole third way of learning the guitar.
Well, Jimi Hendrix didn't. No, he didn't flip the. He didn't do that, right? That's a myth.
The strings. So yeah, you got when you play, you had the high E string on the top instead of the low E strings. So
I thought it. I remember looking into it. And I remember seeing that he took a right hand guitar and then flipped it, and then put the low strings on the top though.
Oh, he
and then,
restringed
yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
So
Okay. So then another person that I can't call out the name, but OG second guitarist
Atheist?
of Atheist.
Yeah.
He actually played it the way I just said.
Yeah, that
right?
was watching that. I'm like, what? Like watching him like
that
power
Garage
chords and
Days
stuff.
one,
Yeah,
dude. Oh,
insane. Yeah, I don't even. That's kind of like how I look at what Philip's done. It's like my brain just doesn't comprehend it at all. So it's like I'm watching you like I'm like literally I guess I could twitch but I could not do it with any accuracy for my left hand picking, and my right hand would just be like, all right, I couldn't like coordinate them, And actually, I know you're not a professor of all things, professor, but could you? Now that you're frozen, I'm going to ask you a question. Oh, no, you're right. Could you? So the left brain and right brain. So is that real? Is that really? How does that exist, and what is that?
Yeah. You're asking me?
well,
I said you're
just-
the professor, but not the professor of all things. But you've read more books than us, so I would like
Yeah.
you to answer it.
Yeah, there is a wiring where the left brain controls the right hand and the right brain controls the left hand. And the two hemispheres are connected by the corpus callosum.
See why I asked you? See why I asked you? Jesus Christ.
And there are a lot of famous experiments from like the 50s and 60s. They had people who had to have their corpus callosum severed because they were getting like seizures and stuff. So it was like medically
Whoa.
induced. And there are people then who like their hemispheres don't interact with each other. They don't like there's no crosstalk in their brain. And you can run all these experiments that like prove that the things are controlling different parts of the body and stuff like this, the hemispheres. So yeah, so there's a lot more into that. They like try to figure out from these like cases like what each hemisphere has access to, but for the purposes of like instruments, definitely you need like a lot of crosstalk.
yeah.
There literally is like two parts of your brain that control two parts of your body.
So ambidextrous people just have like better crosstalk than.
Totally.
I have no idea. That's a good question.
That's what I took
Yeah.
from what Joseph said. I don't know if we're telling the truth, but it makes sense to say.
I mean, he said
that
the corpus callisti or whatever.
Corpus
Christi, Texas, dude.
Shout out Gulf Coast Death Fest. Sick. So the latest Obvurt is called Triumph Beyond Adversity.
yeah.
So is that a not so? I would just think it's probably about what you just accomplished. Is that true?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's because the fan or the people who were listening to Obvurt at the time we filmed that video with the kids in the backyard. That yeah, that goes viral and that comes. People wrote this triumph or overcome beyond adversity. So I was like, oh man, adversity. So I make some research on the internet and I found it great because I want I use a little bit of Jason Becker and I use a little bit of Obvurt to find that album title. I want something positive and yeah, I did. I wasn't sure about how people's gonna react to this, but I just do it my way, and I want it like that, and I feel great. Yeah,
Totally, dude. I think that positivity definitely has a place in our extreme style of music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
yeah,
think that us as artists, this is a platform for us to spread whatever kind of energy we want into the web of things, you know, and from our point, we want to give positivity or, you know, if we're going to talk about negativity, it's still kind of in a positive way, showing, you know, you're on the other side of things. And you know, I want to be positive. I totally have put positivity into death metal quite a bit of times, dude. And maybe most people won't even listen to the lyrics or read the lyrics to find that out. But yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with that. But
Anything, as long as it's not like murdering a girl. Like we've heard that enough
yeah, I'm
times.
over it, dude. I mean, I'll still listen to bands that write like that. But
Yeah.
for me personally, I got over that style of writing really early in this journey, and it was because I'm a person who likes to kind of try and relate to what I'm listening to, and I'm being what's the word? I also listen to gangster rap. Can't
Yeah.
relate to a lot of what they say, so it's kind of in the same fashion I'm listening to Cannibal, but at the same time, I relate to and inject myself further into music that feels like they are expressing in a different way than I'm seeing other people express.
Yeah. So I also the what we're hearing when we listen to Obvurt, that is you recording the guitars even after you've read. Is that true?
yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
recorded guitar, but it wasn't. I I am not. I'm not as good as I was when I was right key player. So when we record, we cut out the section to be able to record everything. But at the time, I can't play all the notes, everything, everywhere, anytime. But now I'm way better. But so we just cut off the section to be able to record the riff. So it wasn't the long takes that I did like when I recorded Ruins in 2015. That was one take after one take, and it was so easy. Now I'm fucking lefty. I tried to be lefty because I'm not lefty any. I think I'm not lefty yet. I'm still trying to be a lefty guitarist. My left hand don't always listen to me, but it's coming great. But yeah, we had to do some short sentences to be
Yeah.
able to record all the stuff, all the notes.
So yeah, you recorded what we would
It,
say
it,
like
it wasn't
comp
easy. Yeah,
takes rather than full
yeah,
takes. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So you did
that's why.
what everyone else does way. So
Huh?
you recorded it the way everyone else records it.
Yeah, I know. I remember Chris and Nelson, and when we recorded the wins, it was like you were so tight. How can you do this one take? I was like, oh, it's easy, but okay, it's not easy.
Flex, dude.
Yeah, it's
Flex,
not
bro.
easy at all.
Go off. That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. We should all listen to Obvurt hang out.
Totally.
yeah.
So, all right. I want to go back a little bit again because getting in touch with a unique leader and signing as I'm sorry, I'm nice and high right now. What was the band's name that you before Obvurt?
Unbreakable Hatred.
Unbreakable Hatred. You know, I should have been paying attention to unique leader. There was a section of time where I wasn't digging for any music, even from unique leader, you know, and so unfortunately, it probably came up in that time. But now I'm starting to like see all these acts that are coming out of unique leader, and I'm like, this is all quality stuff, dude.
Yeah,
They
they're
never
on a good
really
one.
stopped catching like good acts, you know. It may be like moving with the times and the sounds and all that stuff, but they're still
Well-
quality bands that are getting signed by them.
Somebody at Unique must have had their, ear to the Quebec and Montreal scenes because they picked up First Fragment as well. So someone was paying attention to what was going on up there.
I love, it is totally just Canada makes sick, unique acts, dude. A lot of great artists
Who lead the way?
Yeah, it is a quiet, like legendary place. I mean, I shouldn't say quiet, but I think that Canada has always been top notch in what they give to
Quebec.
the scene.
So did you? Was it Eric when you guys were involved with Unique?
Yeah. I talked with Eric in 2015. Yeah, and then he passed away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly,
that was a
man.
rough one, dude.
Yeah, man, that's fucking crap.
Oh, it is
Yep.
totally crap, dude.
Yeah.
You want that dude to go into his 90s and be able to look back on everything that came from the wake of, you know, what he had done. And he still got to experience that. But I think that when you look at, yes, we're part of the roster. I'm not saying because of us. I'm saying we were actually the weirdos in this group of bands that were signed to them in the early 2000s and all that stuff. But I do believe that he had a real radar for unique styles of underground technical brutal death metal that people still today talk about. I mean, we talked about Decrepit Birth pre-pod, you know, that those names are still reverberating through this thing 20 plus years later. And I'm just glad that Eric had that radar for us to catch all those good artists that came. I know I'm starting to lose it at the end.
Get Anthony Beer.
God, I almost had it to the end, guys, and I was just losing it. But you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
He had a sense of uniqueness that
as you get to a certain age, I kind of want to do it. I'm like, I hear a cool young band. I'm like, damn, I wish I had a label and I could like sign them and do the whole, like mafioso death metal thing. But, Cali Death label someday. But yeah, in the meantime,
there's got to be like, like Zoth and stuff like that. Like bands, I think that's like the way of the future, what they're doing as far as partnerships and stuff like that. I think there's going to be a lot of cool partnerships you can do especially for us. Like we're not, it'd be cool to be at a level where we could really help a band and we're not looking for maybe like a shirt, maybe like, we're not looking for like some sort of cash value out of it. We want to support them, and that's what the shirts help you do. And then we also want to promote them. And just like you guys, I mean, we'll have, like someone from Death on, and then we'll have, like kind of bands that are still just doing it on the underground, and that's exactly what we did. And that's I have a lot of respect for that. It's like what my whole pretty much 20s was. My whole 20s was just crowning it, and then I was still playing music, but I'm a bitch, and I don't want to go on the road anymore. I can't. I mean, I love, but the thing is, honestly, where you live is like one of my favorite places. That was literally one of my favorite delights, was to go to Quebec City, Montreal, all those areas and stuff. And I still remember going to a place right above there. I forget exactly where, but there's towns all around there that are just only French. It's like you go there and there's no French. Yeah, it's only French speaking. Do you say French speaking or French Canadian speaking? Are there two different dialects?
Yeah.
What?
Are there two dialects between French and French Canadian?
French what?
Are there two dialects of language, or two different styles of language between French?
No. French is French.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I remember going to a town right outside.
In Europe, maybe it's different a little bit.
Okay, just a little slightly different. Yep, definitely. But no, I mean that was the pleasure of doing U.S. tours, was going. Obviously seeing crazy New York was like an experience, but going to Montreal, going to Quebec City, going to those places up there, and even Toronto. Toronto's awesome too. I love all those areas, and that's really like we talk about, Anthony and we've gone back and forth on the competitive nature of music and stuff, and up there it's like I felt like that was it feels like a very competitive scene up there as far as opinions, and people would just like say stuff to you after the show. You're like, Jesus Christ. They'd be like, oh, you played with a pick, dude? That's not cool. I mean, actually, I'm like, all right. Well, so where we're from, we would just kind of like be a little bit more passive about it. We would just
be positive. I think that we never wanted to be negative and be like, you guys suck, but it was always actually, to be honest, we never were like that at all.
I don't think I ever said
you guys suck. Yeah, we never said that. It was we just want to make our mark. That's what we were doing. We just wanted to, here's our version of what we think we want to be sounding like. That's,
I mean, Philip, for you, for out there, is that like the growing up in Quebec City is where you're mainly from, or were you in Montreal at all, or?
Yeah, Quebec City.
Okay. Is that like growing up, was that very competitive? Was that competitive as far as the metal bands and stuff and opinions and?
Not really. It was no. Everyone has their place. I think it was easier in the time in 2015 as right now. There's less bands. It's like I don't know. What the scene is different in Quebec.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
There's a lot of bands, but they're not a big scene in death metal, so it's hard to do some or book some shows with all the same genre of music. We have to mix the style to get shows.
Can you explain the difference of Montreal versus Quebec City in the metal scene? Could you explain that to people that haven't been there?
I never lived in Montreal, but the bigger bands are from Montreal. From what I know, like Cryptopsy, Despise Icon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the bigger bands are from there. From Quebec, I don't know the bands, but I don't know big names come from Quebec.
Would you ever travel there though and go see shows in Montreal?
Yeah, Montreal. Yeah, sure. Yeah. When we went with an Unbreakable Hatred, we played a couple of times, and Eric booked us with Psychroptic and a couple of
nice.
And yeah, it was great. Montreal is great scene, great death metal scene, I think.
It's how far is it from Quebec?
I was Googling
2 hours. Right? 2 hours off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 hours 45 minutes. Yeah, that's not too bad.
But it's bigger city, so bigger crowd, so more people for everything. Like
so that's your pretty much your New York City, LA of death metal, correct?
Yeah, like kind of, yeah.
Okay. So for you, like, so I guess the main question is, you observing the scene from where you're from in Quebec City, you being in the scene in Quebec City, than you going and playing shows in Montreal? What are the big differences?
Maybe in Montreal, more people.
Okay, that's a good
Yeah,
difference.
Same vibe. Same
yeah.
vibe.
Bigger city, like for example, like some big tours are coming from to Montreal, but they're not coming to Quebec. But Cannibal Corpse are coming this year, so it's great. But like Suffocation, the last tour they did, they only came to Montreal, not Quebec. Or some tours are going to Montreal, but not Quebec City. They're just I don't know. But
Did you do the drive in, drive out the same day, or do you guys get a hotel, or how you guys do it?
most of the time we were getting out an hotel or go to sleep to some friend's house.
Place, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's the best. Yeah, but
Nice.
Shout out to those people.
Hell yeah.
I said, thumbs up to those people that help out and let you stay at their houses and stuff on the road. That saves a lot of money.
yeah, it helps a lot. Yeah.
Definitely.
And on tour too, having those homies that are willing to open their place up to a couple of bands that are on tour. Those are always.
I think
appreciated.
TVV is staying with Vaughn from Defeated in Brooklyn.
Nice.
Before we play the New Jersey show, I'm stoked to hang out.
That's when we played when we stayed in Brooklyn, we were at Dan Egger's brother's house, dude. And we
Oh, hell yeah.
loved it. Joel, remember that apartment building? We had to walk through other people's apartments to get
That's
up
insane. I don't even understand how
we
people
just
like
did a spiral up a 5-story building, and we're watching
each
people
story was like 5
cook their
people living
dinner,
there.
and we're just like, "What's up?" We just keep going.
Oh yeah,
Strangers like walking through their living
that's
situation.
some Brooklyn
constantly.
shit for sure.
Yeah, I mean, as a youngin, that doesn't really bother me, but now that bothers me a lot.
Yeah,
but like as a kid, as you know, living in houses that had 5 people living there and stuff, that I understood it, but I was like, this is like my house with the 5 people living there, but like stacked with like 5 stories
Yeah,
of that.
and it's all open.
I'm like, how? And then it's like, how much do you pay for rent? And it's like more than I pay. I'm like, holy shit! What the fuck? Well, yeah, it's a different style of of hobbit living. But anyways, but getting like back into that scene in Quebec City. So it seems like to me, I'm just trying to break down because I've been to Quebec City, I've been to Montreal a bunch of times, and really trying to understand. You know, I don't have the I'm not Canadian. I don't have the French Canadian thing going, but I never really dived into the differences between the two places because Montreal seemed to me like had a little bit the European thing going, and Quebec City seemed actually a lot more loose and fun. Like not fun, but they're both amazingly fun. But I'm saying like more loose and less of the like, all right, do what you want. You know, I felt like Quebec City had more of a they were more chill about everything. They were more chill and nice, even though it's the oldest city in North America. But you'd think they'd be like a different style. But the differences in culture between Montreal and Quebec are always two things I could never really put my finger down on. And you being from Quebec City, see, you're super chill. So, so you're really nice and chill. But I feel like in Quebec, I'm sorry, Montreal, it felt a little bit more competitive. Like, oh, this guy sucks, or this guy isn't good, or they'd say things like this at shows, at concerts. They'd be like, this band sucks, this band blah blah, and then like I go to Quebec, and it felt like that wasn't there. You didn't feel that at all going from Montreal or Quebec City to Montreal?
No, not really. No. Last
Jesus,
concert
no.
I went. No, last
I'm an
concert.
overthinker.
I don't go to see like underground concert in Montreal. Maybe that's why too.
Yeah.
When
Definitely.
why it's underground concert, it's mostly in Quebec because it's like mostly 20 minutes from home. Don't have to drive.
Definitely.
Maybe if I'll go to see an underground show, maybe with what you just said, maybe I can agree on what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt it a little bit. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe I'm just
it could be the relative size of cities like LA.
That too.
We complain that the scene here is very jaded. Everyone can see multiple tours like a week, so it's like shows are less special and the crowds here are less excited. Then you go to like a small town,
Great point.
you know, in like the mid Stanton and Bakersfield or whatever. Everyone, Fresno, everyone goes freaking nuts. Maybe it's a little bit like that, the two, but
It's like they're actually here. This band's playing here.
they
Like, fuck
came
yeah,
to
let's go nuts.
Quebec, or they came to us. Yeah, that always.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, okay. That makes sense to me. Okay.
Maybe Montreal just has a lot of other tours happening, and people are less excited for what they go to.
Yeah. That makes
It's
anyways.
more spoiled little
Spoiled,
bubbles
yeah.
of people.
Yeah. It's like any human. Like, you can live in a mansion and every day live there for 10 years. You're like looking at the view, like, whatever, who gives a shit? But like the first like couple weeks, you're like, what the fuck is going? You know what I mean? Like, and then it's it's that kind of just being exposed to things, and you kind of
Yeah, if you want a real brain melter, you go Indonesia or wherever, Malaysia, to see a show, and everyone's like jumping. Like my friend's living in Malaysia right now, and he went and saw Sum 41 for what it's worth, and everyone was just going fucking nuts. I'm like, hell yeah, this is cool.
That's cool. That's awesome.
So, and Asia's opening up to like more and more international acts, and we had Cryptopsy go, and now Defeated Sanity are going to India.
I was about to say, shout out to Defeated Sanity for going to India.
It's like, why didn't you bring us, dude? But
and they're begging for it. They don't get it, so they're like, like, it's like, oh, dude, it's Cannibal on a fucking Thursday. I can't make it, dude. Like, with there, it's like, dude, no, I'm taking a vacation for this. This is gonna be like the biggest day of my year. So
sorry to get into the weeds on India, but my wife's watching a documentary about a dude eating I don't know what it's called, but I'm sure Joseph might knows. He's like eating his way through India, and dude, the food looks fucking amazing, dude.
Oh yeah, Indian food is bomb.
I love Indian food.
I literally, my mouth's watering while I'm watching this dude eat, and they're eating with their fingers, and my wife's kind of like, I don't know about that, but I'm kind of like, if the food's good, dude, I might just go for it,
Oh, that's how I do it when I visit my in-laws, and they like always give me the fork and knife because they know, but by now,
Yeah.
And I did the whole like eat with my hands the first few times,
yeah,
and then the food's so spicy it like gets into little things in your fingers you didn't realize
you feel it.
God, you're so white. So we're all so white. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Like it burns
white.
my fingers.
Literally, I was like, I can't. It hurts.
That's crazy, dude.
That's
All
funny.
It's good though.
I don't know.
All right, I have some questions, man.
Yeah, go for it.
So how long have you been a music teacher, Philip?
For a long time, I started with individual lessons. Like I can't remember exactly. 15 years ago, I began to teach one-on-one lessons, and teacher as an elementary school teacher, music, maybe 6 or 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
nice.
so elementary, that's like ages like 5 through 11.
5, yeah.
Yeah, it's like 7 to 11 years old. Yeah.
Okay.
It's elementary school. Yeah. I think.
Says here, yeah. So the kids in the video that we all, which basically are a good example of the students, the age. So what do you get to teach when they're that young? Like what instruments do they get to play? Because I teach music too, so.
Okay, usually I form some little bands, so I put someone on drums, someone on the bass, someone on the guitars, someone on the vocals, and the other ones are playing some like cajones, djembe, or xylophones to complete, and keyboards also.
Right.
No wonder Canada is shredding us at metal, dude. They're like starting bands in the elementary school.
Yeah, we start every year with stab one, necrophages. That's the lesson number one.
Your first piece of homework: stab wound.
Yeah.
Or cannibal corpse. Cannibal corpse. Day one. They never come back to your lessons again. Hey mom, the teacher told me about Cannibal Corpse. Oh fuck, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Actually, this is I have an anecdote. So I was teaching a student yesterday,
Oh, you remember also? Yeah.
I teach at a school of rock, the chain, and I
awesome.
also have taught like classes like during summer camps and stuff,
Awesome.
teaching like ukulele and drums and stuff. And so this girl had a song she was looking up. It was called like "I Can't Stand Still in the Rain." It's not like a famous song. I thought maybe it was, but so she started typing in onto Spotify and then C and then the Cannibal Corpse song, you know which one I'm talking about.
Shit.
Came up. Yeah. And I was like,
ejaculate blood.
quickly like pressed the AN and like it switched over, but she got a full like the Tomb of the Mutilated artwork and stuff, and I'm like, I don't think she noticed because she didn't say anything, but yeah, I mean, you know, my Spotify algorithm is not ready for my profession.
My little comedic my little comedic thought right now is like, why you just change it to like cum? Just makes it like gnarly. If it's come, it's like coming here, come. But you just change it. You just throw a U in there, and it means like ejaculate. Like what like I don't know. It just seems like such a lazy term. It seems like cum. It's like, cool, dude. Like, can you come here?
Dude,
it's like, oh, come. It's like, oh.
I would love to know the origin of the word "cum," dude. Literally, when did that come into the lexicon?
So you just said it, dude.
Some speculative etymology. It's on the pod.
No, I just want to know.
It's like Urban Dictionary.
It's like some creepy English dude just said it out of trying to say "cunt" but missed and said "cum."
Yeah, it's such a no one ever talks about it. It's like, yeah, comes, everyone knows what that means. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? It doesn't make any sense.
Let me
like,
say it sometimes. Oh, I'm going to. And
yeah, it could have been going that they changed. It could have been like, I'm going.
Dude, we literally went from teaching children to this immediately. Just so we know,
that was Joseph's fault with the I going blood.
I know. We're dummies. Don't listen to us. We're all dumb pieces of shit.
I'm just wondering where things come from. I'm like, you're like looking at you.
No, I know. We're both wondering it.
We
but
need
now I'm realizing we're just guys talking about cum 5 minutes after teaching children.
We need Ian in the chat, sick drummer. He's always Googling our stupid questions and answering them in the comments. But
oh my god.
It says "come" meant ejaculate in the early modern era, 1500s and 1600s.
Oh, so it's been around that long.
But it didn't refer to the substance like semen until the 1920s, apparently.
So it was just the action first?
Just to ejaculate, to come, before it referred to the
climax.
Yeah. So
interesting.
You learn something every day on
fucking
Cali Death Podcast.
We're all dumb.
No one knew what what's up.
Oh,
let's click the same time.
Humans are stupid, dude.
Listening.
We summoned Ian. Shout out.
Thank you for coming, dude.
Thank you for coming.
Sorry, that was too easy. It was a low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
The summoning.
So what's up with Obvurt coming up? What are you guys working on now?
We're working on song and gearing up for a tour, maybe a tour in this summer. We just practicing a little set together, and maybe gonna I have the idea to mix the double guitar thing and the band, so maybe we're gonna do a offset with the double thing and offset with the guitars, so something new. We're working on new songs also, so maybe we're gonna record something at the end of the year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
How long?
Really cool.
Yeah. How long have you been with the current lineup? Are they like old friends of yours, new people you discovered just to get the project going?
Yeah, just new people. I was looking for some people to play with my new songs I did with my double guitar, and we just team up to do this. And meanwhile, with Obvurt, something's gonna work. So I just put down on hold and talk to the guys with the double guitar thing, and we are gonna maybe mix up the two songs, the new Obvurt and the new songs I wrote with the double guitar. So maybe we're gonna record all the songs together. So it's gonna be a bigger album with all the songs I did. So we're gonna work on these songs too.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
that's that kind of leads into my question. So obviously you're the main brain behind the whole project. You write the music. Do you write the lyrics as well?
Yeah, I read the lyrics. Yeah.
Okay, so where does that come from? And like, why are you giggling, dude?
Let's come, dude. I can't get off it now. I can't
That's
get
so
off it.
fucking insane. In my fucking long story, I got a surgery on my wrist because
Yeah,
this is the
yeah,
this is the osteophyte. So when I had that surgery on my wrist for my
Mhm.
osteophyte, because maybe it was gonna heal and it doesn't heal. So
yeah.
I got that surgery. I just only have that hand, so I can't play the guitar. So I learned I learned how to sing. I learned vocals, practicing suffocation and over again. And so I decided to write my own lyrics. Suffocation and Gojira. Gojira is also one of my biggest influence for the vocals, the direction they have, and the content. So I
After Suffa, you said Gojira.
exactly,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah, so I learned how to sing and then how to write my own lyrics. So when I back on my two hands, I just put the two things together, and I was able to sing. And I had to practice to mix up the guitars and the vocals. So now it's more easy, but it wasn't easy at all 6 years ago. No.
So talk about what you write about in the lyrics.
I talk about mostly my story about the fact that you should go on and go on no matter what. And yeah, so it's positivity. It's something. Yeah, it's something strong. Something is you can do what you want with your life. You're the master of your life. You decide everything. And
Mm-hmm.
I started with that, and yeah, it's very positive. It's like I use my story to yeah, to tell my story in the music. I use my story, and Triumph Beyond Adversity was a continuation of the beginning. So I just keep moving on with the same positive theme. I think it's great because it's come from me, and I feel the songs. I feel the songs today as I feel them 4 years ago. I can play it the same vibe, the same feeling. It's still my own song, and
Yes.
it's still inside of me. And yeah, man, I love the songs. They are not the hardest songs I wrote or anything, but the content and the
Dude, I'm feeling it right now. You're making me feel it. You're making me feel your feelings right now, dude. And it's just making me feel really warm and good right now, dude. Like that's exactly how you would want to look at your output, right?
yeah,
You really want, if that's your goal and you hit it, you hit the goal, dude. You did what you were supposed to do, and when you look back on it and it still gives you those feelings, that's all it is, dude. It doesn't matter about the rest of the people. If it still gives you those feelings, then you did something right, dude.
exactly, man. Exactly. Even if it was very hard, but yeah, it's like kind of the direction I want to express in my theme, in my lyrics.
Nice.
Love it.
Awesome.
Any
Yeah.
any plans to come play in America?
I'd like to. Yeah, I found an agency with Ashley Talent International, and yeah, we're working on a short set and maybe Canada before, but we'd like to come. I'd like to come to the US as soon as I can. I know it's hard because touring bands and touring musicians are not easy to find, but it's my goal, and I still want to do this. So I'm still working on it. So I expect it's gonna happen one day, sooner or later. I hope.
Shout out to Ashley Talent International.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
crossed
man.
paths with her before.
Huh? Really?
She's cool.
You know her?
Yeah.
Okay.
We know some of the other people on her roster
Awesome.
and some past guests who we aren't allowed to talk about it
Oh,
Oh shit.
because of what they did on our episodes with them.
Oh shit.
oh,
They
Is it
came
an
on our
episode
podcast.
that people can't find.
Yeah, it's the one you. It's the skip episode.
It's
Yeah.
the skip episode.
If you know your Cali Death lore, then
there is one episode missing.
but shout out Ashley, she's cool.
It wasn't her. It wasn't her. It was one of her artists.
No,
right?
she did her job, dude. That's what she did. And
Yeah, well,
Oh
and
yeah, is
she
that one
actually
we got
was-
emails from?
yeah,
and
exactly.
but she was still totally cool about it.
yeah, I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
mean like
she
she's
put
doing
it
a good job.
forth, and
No,
but
totally.
also was like, like
She's
let's keep in touch.
That's doing her job well. That's what she
Yeah.
did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys come to America. And I'm sorry if I cut you off when you were. I think you were maybe gonna finish another point you had.
Oh,
oh,
Maybe not.
oh, don't remember.
Okay.
It'll,
yeah,
it'll come.
that's-
It'll come to you.
Yeah. Either way, we were. I don't know. Yeah, don't ask me where we were at. I'm just having a good time.
I'm a fucking teenager laughing at every time someone says "come," dude. I'm still laughing at it. I'm like, in my own. I'm like, I'm a child. So just don't.
Yeah, I mean, we'll never. I don't think that'll ever go away. If somebody told you a cum joke on your deathbed, you probably still giggle before you have.
It's
the
not even
death
that now. Like
rattle.
now, I'm like obsessing over the word. Where it's like, yeah, I'm just like every time I hear it now, I'm just like, what if it was taken differently? And then my brain makes that a joke, and now it's funny to me. So, and that's why we get 10 viewers of it.
So you talked. I want to bring it back to Dominic real quick. You said he was a drummer. What did he? Is he still involved in music? Is he?
No, not really. That's very
No?
bad. Yeah, he was very talented drummer, but yeah, one other thing. When I did my accident, the accident I did in 2016, that grows that bump. Only before that, my brother stopped to play the drums and just it wasn't his thing anymore. So we just tried to try someone else and keep going up. So I was practicing with Unbreakable Hatred on one side, and when I was back home, I was playing on the other side.
Yeah.
It didn't fit. And one day went back to when we were back. I was back from a band practice. I just went out the road and my car bumped, so flipped out. So then I woke up to the hospital, and then all the things started there. So when I don't know, I think I was back on the guitar in 2017. So when I was back on the guitar and my wrist wasn't able to move or to pick correctly, I was like, what the fuck is going on? I can't stand this anymore. I need to do something. And then I bought the guitar, the first lefty. But yes, my brother stopped playing drums a little bit after all that comes up. So it's not. I played with him a little bit, like months or two ago. We played the Unbreakable Hatred song together. Maybe we're gonna put that together in 2 or 3 years time. That is build up his family, and maybe he will have the will to play again. That will be
Dude, that just
great.
made me very happy just to know that you guys still have that connection right there, and you're dude, to have something with a sibling like that you get older and hey, let's try and rekindle this thing that's both in our memory enough to where
Exactly, man. Yeah, man.
it didn't get pushed out the back door. You know, it's still there. Let's rebuild this thing. Let's
Exactly.
rebuild this snowman that we made as children or
Yeah, man.
teenagers.
Even 7 years later, and my brother haven't touched his drum. We tried to play some Slayer song, and he can't remember anything. So I just said, "Dom, we should play some Unbreakable Hatred. Everything is in
You
your
call
head.
him Dom?
Let's play this." Yeah. So
I
yeah,
love that.
close. Yeah, man.
Because we call him Dom too, dude. Shout out Dominic. Maybe you'll listen to this in the future. I love you, bro. Love you, son. I call you bro, but you're my son.
Awesome.
And your bro. Shout out to your bro as well. So it's all in one.
All done.
Yep.
Awesome.
I love
Yeah,
that, dude.
maybe one day he will call me back and he will tell me, I want to play back, I want to play back, I want to play again.
Hey, dude.
Let's go, man.
I know it's in him. If you guys were trying to play those songs again, it's still in him, dude.
Yeah, man, sure. Yeah.
He's
I
just,
love this song.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, dude, we're not even 2 hours into this, dude. We need to keep going with this. 20 more minutes? Come on. All right, so let's do a unique leader wrap up real quick. What's your favorite unique leader bands that you came across and earliest age too?
Psychroptic, the Scepter of the Ancients.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, who didn't get affected by that one? If you were already on the unique leader vibe, and then you hear Scepter of the Ancients, dude, it was standout on the whole roster. There was no other band that sounded, well, there was essences of things, but still so unique, dude. Chalky's vocals, all their performances on that record just stood out on a compilation that I came across for SOD magazine. I'm just hearing this. I'm hearing Psychroptic outside of all of the unique leader bands that they were putting on that compilation, and you hear this one song, and you just have to hear the rest. I have to know what the rest of this album is, and it from front to back quality.
Good
Still
record.
to this day.
Yeah, man. Riff after riff is whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's another brother duo, dude. You know?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Did you
the
think
early-
about that too when you were listening to it? Like, oh shit, this is what me and Dominic were trying. We were vibing like this too.
Yeah, man.
Not that style necessarily, but I'm saying you just think about the brother
Yeah,
connection in a group
yeah.
signed by a new unique leader. It's very, very, very like close.
Joel.
Did you ever talk to Dave or anything like that?
Dave Haley?
Yeah,
Guys,
dive.
Yeah, I say hi a couple of times, but I don't think he know me, but I know him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we played a couple of times with Psychroptic, but he never toured, so we never had that contact with the band. So like we had with Sappho and Misery Index in the time. Yeah.
Mm.
Talk about your Suffo in person experience. Then did you ever meet them in person?
Yeah, we toured with Sappho and Origin in 2012, I think, when with Unbreakable
Sick.
Hatred. Yeah, man,
Hell
that was so fucking insane. Yeah, and still talking to the guys, and the best band in the world is Suffocate.
yeah.
I'm still there. I bought my first album. And I was working my ass in secondary school. I was 16 years old, and I bought Breeding the Spawn in a fucking small groceries just next to my restaurant. So I bought this and put that in my CD player.
Hmm.
Oh, to today it's still this. It's always as good.
What's your number one Suffa release?
Breeding the Spawn, because it was the first one I bought.
No
Damn.
shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
Yeah.
okay, I totally
I can
back
get behind
that.
it.
Left Wing.
I have a close connection with Human Waste demo too, which is totally. When you listen to it later, the production it's very pummeling.
But
and-
you know what they became, so you can kind of hear what they were doing. That's
Yeah,
what's cool
Funeral
about those.
Inception on that record actually hits me harder than the one on Effigy because wait, not Funeral Inception. What am I talking about? Am I right?
No.
You mean
No.
Catatonia? What are
Catatonia.
those?
Catatonia. I was thinking Catatonia.
Yeah,
I
the
was
one
literally
that got-
thinking Catatonia while I was sitting like, yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Dun,
I know.
dun.
I said the you know me saying the wrong shit all the time.
No, I
Um,
literally thought the same thing. It's funny.
Catatonia on that one just hits me harder. It just feels more murky and actually punches me harder. But now I'm lost again. Love you guys. No. All
I mean,
right,
it's
so-
like, well, the thing is with that you know that's they're the most hungry at that point. They don't know about fucking production. They don't know about like they're like, let's fucking get music out. Let's do it now. Well,
No,
you know,
and I'm
like-
not even. I wasn't even making the point about production. I was just saying that there's like he was talking about Breeding the Spawn being his favorite because it was the first introduction, and yes, a lot of people talk about the production of that record too.
Yeah, that's.
And when you listen to it, you can see how much more fuller and greater it could have been if it was produced better and put out like, but Pierce from Within was something that is so sacred and
But still, that
beautiful.
could be, you know, like from a nerdy point of view. Like I love the way it came out, and it's one of the most legendary albums of all time. But I would love to hear what that would have sounded like if they were at that age and that excited with like a pro 2024 fucking studio. What the fuck that would sound like? I have
Yeah.
no idea what that would
no,
sound
it
like.
wouldn't be right. It
Well,
had to have been
Didn't
in
they?
that area.
Didn't they do a breeding song on the last one too? Because they've been doing a breeding song on like every
one.
yeah. So including the new one, right?
Well, not
Hymns has a
everyone.
breeding song.
That's right. Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
can
kind
kind
of-
of hear it.
You
yeah.
kind of hear it. Yeah. Of what after they've played it a million times, they don't have that excitement as a kid. Like, you know, they've played it 1,872 times, and then they get to re-record it. You know, it's like, so they know what they want to change.
Didn't
wanna
they
know,
harvest a riff? I think there's like a ending or a beginning of a song on Breeding that was on Souls or something. So I don't know if it's not the song, but there's a riff. There's like a section of a song that is sistered.
That's what I love about prog nerd shit.
Yeah.
It's like there's bands that'll just like randomly like throw like they'll like be doing a riff in the middle of it. They'll do like a riff from like a song that everyone knows, just been like going to it, and I'm just like, it's a call out. I love the
Expand on
call
it
outs.
too.
Like,
Yes. Little Easter
Oh, man.
eggs for the people who've been around. for
Haken
long
does that a
time.
lot. That's why I love Haken so much. There's like throw the Easter eggs all throughout their songs, and I'm like, oh, dude, you got to listen to it like a million times to find it. But once you do, you're like, oh shit, that was fun.
And
Thank
that's
you for the
them. I don't
treat.
know if that's them thinking of you, but maybe it's just the nerd aspect of it.
I love it.
Maybe they could just be like, there's something.
They might have been
about that
high in a
riff I wanna-
room. High in a room, and just like we should be able to shout.
Remember
over
that
here for
riff we did on that one?
Yeah.
Let's
There's
expand on it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Drummer from Car Bomb posted a video of them playing live from a year or two ago in front of this huge audience, and they're my favorite like drum videos to watch. Elliot Hoffman killing it.
Oh yeah.
And there's
it's
this
insane.
song Secrets Within, and he's like playing a blast beat, and it's usually one of those Car Bomb moments where the guitarist is like woo woo, like doing like the crazy laser noises, but instead he plays the trooper. He goes da 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 da, and I'm just like, I had to like rewind it like several times to make sure I wasn't losing my mind, and then I like checked the comments, and I'm like, other people are noticing it too. It's not just me.
That's
but that
so
was-
much fun for like musicians to. I mean, I would say especially musicians to like find those little things in there and just be like,
So-
"Ooh, this is why we do it."
in jazz that's called like quoting. You like quote another song if you're like playing your solo and you play the melody from another tune. And metal like should do it more for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
Necrophagist, like going back to the epitaph, right? Like dun dun da da da. They play like
again.
what?
They have a Pierce from Within. They have a Pierce from Within riff in there, by the way. They in Onset. They have a part where it's fuck, I forget what it's called. Fuck, I'll try to find the song name. But they do the Pierce from the they do the they do a stop and they'll go they do the same riff, and there's like a shout out to to Suffocation. Like I don't think I ever asked Muhammad about that, but I know it's the same riff. So they did it on purpose for sure. Like, I'll find it.
Well, I think that if it's blatant and
I mean, it's a Easter egg. To me, it's so fast and changing. They stop for a second, do it for like, and they go like right into the next riff. But they do that build up into the fucking second verse of Pierce.
Yeah, I think also Christian Wesner has quoted his own Necrophagist solos in like later albums, like Alkaloid. I think he like plays a lick. It might have been Obscura actually that he's quoting himself from, but that's cool to be like 10 years later. I'm just gonna like quote myself.
Yeah. Just like a little shout out to yourself. I was like, "What up? This is Christian." All right, back to
yeah. It was like
cool.
it too similar to just be like, oh, that's just like one of his trademarks. It's like, no, this is literally. It makes you think of it. Oh, I think actually. Damn, now I'm thinking maybe it's a Cynic solo he's quoting. All right, it's been a while. I'm got to go back.
It's lyrically, I love that you can do that too. The Worm has always been in an odious album. The Worm, for some reason, a worm. If you read
Shai
the
Hulud?
lyrics before me, and hey, it could have been totally Dune, because the first time I saw Dune was at the Thunderdome near the boardwalk.
Which Dune?
The actual Thunderdome. And it was Siskin who showed me. So, and the worm, gestation of worms and all that stuff, we've worked the worm into each album. So it's just, we like to hide things, dude. We like to and keep like calling back to things that still stick with us today.
I mean, authors have been doing it forever. I feel like
Yeah.
it's kind of like a musician way of just being like, ooh, we're authors.
Build up your little fantasy world.
It's giving us a little like essence of ourselves back in the day, still in the current stuff that we're putting out. Oh, we still remember why we started doing this, and we were playing with worms and insects and beetles and shit, dude.
I'm still trying to find that riff in the background. Oh, it's on.
Which riff?
Yeah,
I think it's immediately the Stillborn.
I'll listen to Epitaph back tonight and check out that riff.
No, every time it's a pause, I'm going to it, and every time it's a pause there, it's like it's a different riff. And I'm like, God damn it! I know it's somewhere.
For sure.
I'll find it.
I mean, you could definitely find something that sounds like something else from Necrophagist, but you can definitely find more bands that sound like Necrophagist. Right?
Yeah.
What other
definitely has essence. He definitely is gonna, no matter what, show his influences, but goddamn, those riffs influenced a mass amount of people that play this stuff now.
There was a guy, actually, though, YouTuber recently just went to the BMW factory, which Muhammad works at, and like tried to find him and was like, I need to talk to him on camera, and literally like stood out there and like all security like kicked him out. They're like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Like it's like in Germany somewhere. And he was like, we need to find Muhammad. And it had a lot of fucking lot of views.
It was like the quest for Muhammad or some shit. Like that.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that. I did not give him a view. I was like, fuck you. Like you're this is stalker shit. Leave this guy alone.
I approved of it because I just want some answers. All of us.
I think we all want answers.
He's lacking answers, dude. I know it's like cool and stuff to like be like more, like.
I think that's what that's what we all want, is just one statement from Muhammad to say, I'm done, dude. I build cars. I don't even do that anymore. I do this, and that. Leave me alone. We just
I think what
want
he's
that.
I think what he'll tell you though is like, yeah, dude, I got the new album, it's ready, and that'll just be it again. And he'll fuck
I
everyone
know
else
that's
up
what
for like
people
another
would
10
want
years.
too, and that's the more positive. We're talking positivity. Joel's got the more positive take on it, dude.
I think that's what he'd say. He'd say like, yeah, it's ready to go, and then that'd be it, and then everyone would be like, cool, dude. Every metal news site's ready to go. It's done. It's ready to go, and then it'll just be like another 10 years, and then like when we're 62, it's like, oh, did new Necrophages come out? Let's check them out, dude.
And we'll be fucking stoked, dude. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I'll still be stoked at 62 if Muhammad finally puts it out, dude.
Yeah, I heard it's already like there's all the rumors, and I've talked to Romaine a little bit, and and
Whenever this-
supposedly it's like
Oh, sorry.
done on his fucking hard drive somewhere. Like it's already done, but maybe not mastered, but it's done. And I'm like, son of a bitch, dude, just fucking release it, dude. I'll give you like $9.
Whenever this
like-
thing stops, because this thing's, it may go forever, dude. We may do this every week for the rest of our lives. That's definitely a thing.
It's like we lost Casey this week.
What if it just sucks? Like it's like after waiting.
But if we hang up the towel on this for a while and then we become 62 and Muhammad finally puts one out, that would be the resurgence of our retirement Cali Death podcast.
How annoying would that be if he
Reunion.
releases it when you're 62 and it hits #1 on Billboard? And you're like, what the fuck? In my day, I used to watch, like I said, I mean, they used to play a new song when we were Dawn and Demise, when we toured with them. There was a new song called Dawn and Demise. They played it every night, and I watched every single time they played it, and it was amazing. And I was like, it's this fucking like a progressed fucking Necrophages sound. And I was like, can't wait for the rest. He's like, yeah, dude, it's all done. He was like telling us and stuff the whole time. And I was like, cool, dude. And then he's like, nah, dude, BMW is sick. I just left. He just took off, and I
Dude,
was
we're
like,
gonna be
dude, what a jerk.
It's like a guy is doing a doo-wop podcast right now. We're gonna be looking like that when we're 62, dude. When we come back for the Necrophagist reunion.
We're gonna do a podcast on our old podcast we used to do, like talking about our podcast only.
It'll be the AM radio of podcasts. Where
Oh my god! Or
however
just
the
people have
internet works
chips.
at that day.
They'll have chips and just know everything about you immediately. Like, oh yeah, got you. All the episodes are already downloaded in my head, and I already understand every conversation you guys have ever had. So,
But is that true that Mohammed is working with BMW? This is true, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I don't know if he ever told me that. He
It's
never told
always
me
been
that.
a big rumor, a credit or what's like a backed rumor that he was an engineer for I don't know BMW, but Audi. But
No, I've heard that from
BMW.
the members of Necrophagus that I toured with, and I hit them up, and I think they told me
Yeah.
that. So I think that
yeah.
was, but that was like 10 years ago. So he might have gone to somewhere else. Obviously, people don't stay at
Well,
jobs forever nowadays.
I mean, he could totally still be an engineer there. I mean, that'd be crazy to think that all the Audis that I've ever worked on suspension wise, something had to do with Muhammad in there, dude. Isn't that crazy? What if he's high? What if he built himself up in the company to where he's just calling the shots? He's not even, getting dirty.
I'm still trying to find that riff. Sorry.
if he's at the point where he's in the engineering department and kept on climbing up, dude, I could see why he's not putting out a death metal album, guys. Dude's making bank involved in one of the most sophisticated, car makers on the planet right now.
Not sophisticated to work on.
I don't know.
No,
I mean,
I hate it. I just see the glory in it as well.
yeah, like perseverance, like all that, everything, to everyone's credit who does, do all that. But like, I've definitely been disillusioned with music and wanting to be a musician and all that before. Like, I also respect people who like have a life in which they, contribute to society or their family or whatever. And I also can understand kind of just getting a little bored of it. Like, I don't know, there's a lot out there. Like, we're way into it for our own reasons. Some people have like a pretty broad view of the world, and there are a lot of other things to do. I don't know if being an engineer for a car company is what would get me out of the scene, but
Right.
I could see it for other things. So,
But if you're
Yeah.
a perfectionist too, guys, you might not really like what you've put out after or been making since Epitaph. Just gonna call you out, Muhammad. Maybe.
I mean,
you haven't
what really happened
fucking-
was actually one of your favorite labels, and all of our favorite labels is why he probably quit, because he hated Relapse, and Relapse kind of fucked him in his head.
Mm.
Quotes, fucked him. Sorry, fucked him over a little bit, and then he was like, "Fuck Relapse," and he was
Well, I
like,
think
"I don't."
that-
Want... And then he was like, "I'm over it," and just let he like he. I think he went all in. Be the guess. He went all in with his. No, you guys gonna do this? They're like, no. You guys gonna let us loose and let us do our own thing? They're like, no, and he's just like, all right, well, fuck it, and he's gonna hold on to it.
I think that he's also got a big enough name with Necrophagus where he might be able to go DIY if he wants to fucking.
But if he now
Put
he's
in
like
the
too old to
hours.
care now. Probably he's like,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Like,
And we're all speculating. Like, what if he has the whole album ready to go and he's just waiting for somebody to give him the right deal, and nobody wants to give you a deal in the fucking underground death metal scene.
I mean, probably.
I don't know.
If I want- yeah.
They could have been one of the
Lights are
5
going out
bands.
everywhere.
They could have been one of the 5 bands that like actually makes a living, like them.
They
the
could.
Totally.
Faithless.
There's enough hype on that name for sure.
Anyway,
I mean, there
All right.
was.
yeah.
I don't know if there is. The hype, I think, is. I mean, for all the people that were alive and excited during that time, during death metal and metal and stuff, are excited. But I think they had a huge chance.
It's kind.
Now,
I know we've
the
been.
hype.
I want to leave Philip with because we were just fucking running around without him saying anything. But he may not be like vocal in the scene, but his riffs are still there. That is something like weird that his art is still speaking in certain bands, but he is withdrawn from the thing, Does anybody got anything on that?
What's up? Sorry, I was listening for the riff again.
Okay. So the
Let's
thing
stop
that
it.
his influence is there, but he's withdrawn from the thing. It's kind of weird, right?
What's that even mean, dude? I missed all of that.
Okay. So what he's done is still reverberating. It's still in the scene. People are still
Okay.
playing Necrophagus riffs and
Are we still talking
stuff.
about Necrophagus?
I thought that's what we were talking about.
No, Philip.
Yeah.
I think you're last time I heard is like, no, Philip, dude, we gotta get back to you. And then I started listening for it again, and then I came back and it was Necrophagus.
No, I was gonna leave it with that. Like, what do you guys think about it? And asking Philip first what he thinks about somebody, doing something like that. Just
Philip's one of those guys. That's
Yeah.
he's
making
doing
a
double neck
splash and
guitar.
then just saying, you know what, I'm getting out of the water and I'm not coming back for a while.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Nowadays with underground music, like making a small like rock like spray throwing in the water would be tight, but like a splash nowadays, like with the social media and all the things that you can make splashes with, and I don't know. It seems like nowadays it feels like that riff in Necrophagus was suffocation, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just freestyling. I have no idea what your full question was.
Sick, dude. And it was directed to Philip first.
Well, then I took it over. So Philip, you go.
What? Okay, I guess that doesn't even matter. Everybody hates this question. I'll withdraw my question.
Which question?
Yeah.
So all right, for like the third time. No, this wasn't a train wreck. I think I said it correctly every time, but nobody caught it. I'm saying, and yeah, everybody can burn me if I said it shitty. I'm talking about making I said a splash, but making and adding something to the thing and then withdrawing from it. You know, that's how everybody is looking at Muhammad with Necrophagist. They're waiting for the third album. But it was something so influential that is the reason why people are asking for it. But do you fold him or hold him or fold him? That's what it is. He's holding his hand. He's just going to keep it, dude. He hit 2 records that were influential, and then he's just going to back away. That's what I think it is, dude. He wants to come out on top, and that's totally fine as an artist, you know?
I would, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Do you, that's just basically what I'm getting to. I think that I would quit
20 years? Come on. I don't think it's that.
at this point. Do you think
Like
there
6
would
years,
be,
maybe 7 years, 20. I don't think he's like, all of the hype for him has gone out. Like, people won't even, kids are getting the music now that are in metal and stuff. They're not even knowing who the fuck this band is. Like, they're not even researching or anything, because 20 years is a full generation of music listeners. They're not, that's probably one of the worst moves I would say ever to do, to like could do 2 albums and then quit for 20 years, or probably longer, 25 years, a quarter century, and then come back and be like, dude, what's up? Are you guys still around? What's up? Like, I don't
but
feel like
the
that's
mystery
a good.
about it is that he could totally be jamming every day. We just don't know because he stays in the shadows, you know?
He could be, yeah.
What if he literally has it? But that's what I already said earlier.
All right.
Don't
Let's-
giggle
let's-
at me.
let's move on.
I said it so many coherent times and you still didn't get it.
Nah,
So what
I
you're
just-
saying is your question is that if someone releases 2 albums, they got a lot of publicity, people liked them a lot, and then just disappear for a while and then come back. Is that the strategy? Is what you're saying?
No, not come back. Just, just quit when you're at the top of the mountain.
And then just do it for themselves from then on, is what you're saying?
Like maybe
jam for themselves?
maybe you can make it to the top of Everest and just say, fuck it, I'm not mountain climbing anymore.
That's probably smart. A lot of celebrities probably should have done that and ended up getting involved in terrible things because they were too popular and too, so yeah, possibly.
Just you got that high and you want to take the I'm gonna cash out. I'm just gonna take my chips and run, make sure that I just had that one high and then I'm done.
It's funny you bring that up, actually, to kind of wrap it up. I was actually right before the podcast, I was listening to God damn it, drummer of Slayer Forever. What's his name?
Lombardo.
Lombardo. And like I was listening to his that freak out he had at that drum clinic where he was talking about, like, they asked him about Slayer and he just wanted everything. He's all, dude, I got paid like $62,000 for like 100 shows. And like and you can do the math on it, whatever. In the comments, it was like, that's like $600 a show that they were playing arenas. He was getting like $600 a show. And just like to see, I don't think there was any kind of like clout or anything or money that Muhammad was probably just like, dude, 200 grand a year. All right, let's just do this. I think it was like a logical money decision. Like, the record labels are fucking me over here. I'm just going to go over here and make good money. I feel like that's what it was. I feel like he's a logical dude. No, he's like a logical mechanical dude. I feel like that's what probably made them. I don't think he
probably
was.
Gets paid more playing with Bungle now.
Yeah, I mean, he was he had no secrets hanging out with him. He was very he was his cell phone in his sleeve. He was very what he thought at all times. He was never like, oh, dude, I'm gonna like surprise people. He was never that guy. Like that would blow my mind if he did that. But yeah, for speaking of Obvurt, I actually wanted to, because right before the podcast I wanted to know. I remember just looking up, just YouTubing, looking through Obvurt and stuff, and I was like, I've heard this name before. And for a lot of the listeners that don't know the video that everyone fucking saw, the video of you guys playing for a preschool, I was like, oh shit, that's that band. Immediately my brain made the connection and clicked. And I feel like it would be kind of just the last kind of thing to show people as we're wrapping it up for tonight.
I want to see it for sure. I didn't see that one. I was watching other music videos, but I didn't see this one.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah.
Shout out Metal Injection. Don't cancel us, even though you're not that big of a corporation, but we love you. So, and we've been on your show before. We love you. All right.
Yeah.
Sound.
Joseph.
What's up? Too loud?
Nothing. We
No
don't hear
sound.
anything.
What?
We don't hear anything.
Sick, dude. It sounds really good for me, though. Let me.
Take it back and.
Did it really not share the sound?
Nothing, dude.
Well, that means it's on me then, and I'm an IT guy, and that's what you get. But let's see. I got it. Just give me like a half hour. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Sorry about that, guys.
Death metal band performs for elementary school kids and they love it. Canadian death metal band Obvurt had a very unique performance in their home city of Quebec. The trio performed one of their first shows since the pandemic to a very unique audience, elementary school kids. And the kids loved it. It all came up because guitarist Philippe Drouin is also a music teacher at the school, and the faculty suggested setting it up. Drouin said the physical education teacher and school principal introduced him to the idea, saying he was thinking about doing a party to celebrate the end of the school year by doing a show in the school backyard where he teaches music. Drouin suffered a serious car accident in 2016, leaving him unable to play with his right arm. He was since able to relearn how to play guitar left-handed. I wasn't sure at first. It was strange to me, Drouin said of the schoolyard show. The kids really enjoyed the performance, which was very inspiring to us, and we were pleased to release this unique performance video. This is Nick with a Metal Injection news update. Please hit the like button and subscribe for all the...
That's awesome, dude. That's really cool.
That's
really
totally
cool.
cool, dude.
That's awesome. That's yeah. It's I mean, so was it people at the school saying like, "Hey, go ahead"? You were like, "No, don't do this," and you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it." Oh, I mean, were they pressuring you to do it, or saying that's a good idea to do it, or was it your idea?
No, man, it's crazy because it's the physical education teacher.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he came with me with that idea to finish the school, and he knew that I would release an album during the pandemic, and he asked the principal about that idea. So the principal come to see me and would you like to play in the school backyard on the last day of the school year? Fuck yeah!
Right,
That's awesome, dude.
Fuck
That's
yeah!
super cool.
So we did. we never
rad.
practiced together. We're all to our place, everyone to our place, and we I called my friend to rent the sub and just a sub and a mixer. So we covered the show with this.
That's really cool, man. That's
Totally cool. Like I was saying in the beginning of the podcast, I love, incorporating this with the younger generations and just like there is this it's funny how extreme this music is, but it's very meditative and it actually exerts energy that most kids, listening to death metal on the playground sounds like my favorite thing ever, dude. Just running through a jungle gym listening to death metal. And I think that the energy of a child definitely can incorporate the extreme music without the imagery and the lyrics. They're not ready for that. Let them get to a later age and make their own decisions on that stuff. But hide the imagery and the lyrics, or actually have bands like Obvurt or somebody who is still pushing a positive message and making that clear, maybe through imagery and lyrics and stuff like that, and it'll still work with this extreme music that I think that kind of hits us deeper than we really are expecting. As I don't know, that's how I feel about this music, dude. It hits me on a monkey level, dude. It hits me on my like core sometimes, where it makes me do things that I don't voluntarily do, like swinging my arms. Oh, I don't slam dance, but headbanging for sure. That's one thing. My head moves involuntarily at this stuff because it's hitting me at a deeper level. You know, the heavy riffs. All right, guys. I'm just. I guess I'm too much right now. I don't know.
No, not too much.
All right.
I'm just I'm ADD,
Let's wrap
dude.
up. Let's wrap up.
I just feel nobody's responding. I feel like I'm being just a rambler that makes no sense.
Let's wrap up. Not that fast.
I'm just kidding. I mean, the Rambler that makes no sense sounds like a cool song name. I don't know.
Rambler that makes no sense. Dude. That's
All
me.
right, Philip. Anyone you want to shout out or anything? Last words on the pod. Last ideas to share.
Thanks to everyone who watched the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, awesome. Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it, especially you being 3 hours ahead. I really appreciate that.
Thank
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys.
Fuck yeah.
And
Yeah.
let's do the wrap up on Obvurt again. Where do you want people to go to check it out? Where's the main hub where you guys like to tell people to go for all the information?
We're let's go on like everyone on Facebook, Instagram. We'll keep posting on the new things and what's going on the few next days on the Obvurt camp.
Hell yeah.
Awesome, man.
Hell yes, still some works in the works, so we're always working on new stuff.
Beautiful.
Good stuff, man. Well, hopefully, the best of luck for you guys on your tours
dude,
and getting all
never
that stuff.
stop, dude. Don't
Thanks.
Keep
stop.
it going.
I know you're not going to stop since you switched over to keep
Yeah,
going.
you switched
dude.
hands. Like, come on, you
He's
can't
never
stop.
going to stop, dude.
I won't stop.
He's never going to stop, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I can't.
Hell yeah.
Fuck
I
yeah,
love
man.
it, dude. All right. Well, all the other good stuff. Battleforge Coffee, Generator Rehearsal Studios.com, Cali Dance Podcast Spot, BigCartel.com. Love you
Bot
guys.
flies.
I said bot.